Kong Taeyong sat in the waiting room of the Seoul Genomic Center, his leg bouncing up and down with nervous energy. He was 28 years old and worked at a shipping warehouse loading boxes onto trucks. It was not a great job, but it paid the bills. His life had been simple and predictable until his mother died last year. Before she passed away, his mother had given him an envelope. Inside was a name he did not recognize, a date from 28 years ago, and enough money for a DNA test. She had whispered to him with her last breaths that he needed to know the truth about his father. Taeyong had never known his father. His mother had raised him alone and refused to talk about the man who had left him. So here he was, waiting for answers. He had done the test 2 weeks ago. Just a simple cheek swab, some paperwork, and a payment. They told him it would take about 2 weeks to get the results. Today was day 13. He watched other people come and go from the clinic. Some looked nervous like him. Others looked bored. One old woman sat knitting in the corner, completely calm. Taeyong wished he could be that calm. His phone buzzed in his pocket. He pulled it out and saw an email from the clinic. The subject line made his stomach drop. Urgent. Please return to facility immediately. Do not discuss your test with anyone. Taeyong read it 3 times. What did that mean? Was something wrong with him? Did he have some terrible disease? His hands started to shake. He stood up and walked to the front desk. Excuse me. I just got an email saying I need to come back right away. I'm already here. What's going on? The receptionist looked at her computer screen, and her face went pale. Mr. Kong, please wait here. Someone will come get you. What's wrong? Is it cancer? Do I have something bad? I don't know, sir. Please, just wait. Taeyong sat back down, but only for a minute. Then he stood up and paced. Then he sat down again. 5 minutes felt like 5 hours. Finally, a woman in a strange silver suit walked into the waiting room. She looked almost normal, but something was off about her. Her skin had a weird shimmer to it, like light was reflecting off water, and her eyes were too big and too golden to be human eyes. Mr. Kong Taeyong, she said in perfect Korean, but with an accent he could not place. Yes? Who are you? My name is Heir. I am a representative of the Galactic Council. Please come with me. Try not to panic. Taeyong laughed. He could not help it. Galactic Council? Is this some kind of joke? Did my friend Miho set this up? Heir did not smile. I understand this is difficult to accept. Please follow me. Everything will be explained. I'm not going anywhere until someone tells me what's happening with my DNA test. Your DNA test is exactly why you need to come with me, Mr. Kong. Before Taeyong could argue more, the front doors of the clinic burst open. 6 more figures walked in, and these were definitely not human. One looked like a giant insect standing on 2 legs, with clicking mandibles and multiple eyes. Another seemed to be made entirely of crystal, glowing with an inner light. A third had blue skin and tentacles where its hair should be. Taeyong stumbled backward. What the hell is happening? The other patients in the waiting room started screaming. The receptionist ducked under her desk. The old woman dropped her knitting. We need to go now, Heir said firmly. She grabbed Taeyong's arm with surprising strength. Your test triggered something very old, very important. You are in danger if you stay here. Danger? From what? From you people. The insect creature made clicking sounds that somehow translated in Taeyong's head to words. The human must be secured. Council orders. Human? Taeyong said, I am human. What are you talking about? Heir pulled him toward a side door. That is the problem, Mr. Kong. You are human, pure human. And according to every record we have, that should be impossible. Humans were declared extinct 3,000 years ago. Taeyong's brain could not process what she was saying. That's insane. There are billions of humans. I live in Seoul. There are 10 million people in this city alone. Those are not humans, Mr. Kong. They are Homo sapiens variant 7, a species that evolved on Earth after the original humans were eliminated. You are different. Your DNA matches the original human genome, the Terran Imperial Bloodline. The room started spinning. Taeyong felt like he might throw up or pass out or both. I don't understand any of this. You will, but first, we need to get you somewhere safe. There are people who will want to kill you the moment they learn you exist. Alarms started blaring throughout the building. Red lights flashed. The insect creature's head snapped toward the entrance. Vrex assassins, it hissed. They are here for the human. Era's eyes widened. They found out already? How? Explosions rocked the building. The windows shattered. Through the smoke and chaos, Taeyong saw more insect-like creatures pouring in, carrying weapons that glowed with deadly energy. Run! Era shouted, dragging him through the side door. Taeyong ran. He did not understand what was happening, but he understood danger when he saw it. Behind him, he heard the sounds of fighting, of weapons firing, of things dying. All he had wanted was to know who his father was. Now aliens were trying to kill him, and the world made no sense anymore. His simple life loading boxes at a warehouse seemed very far away now. Era threw herself in front of Taeyong as a piece of the ceiling crashed down where he had been standing. The building was falling apart around them. Through the thick smoke, Taeyong could see the Vrex soldiers. They looked like nightmares come to life, giant insects with armor and weapons that made things simply vanish when hit. This way, Era shouted, pulling him down a hallway he had not noticed before. They ran. Behind them, the insectoid creatures clicked and hissed, their heavy footsteps getting closer. One of them fired a weapon. The blast hit the wall next to Taeyang's head, and a chunk of concrete just disappeared into nothing, leaving a perfectly smooth hole. What are those things? Taeyong gasped as they ran. Vrex. They are assassins. Very good at their job. Keep moving. The hallway twisted in ways that made no sense. One moment they were running straight. The next moment the floor became the wall. Gravity kept changing direction. Taeyong felt sick, but Era pulled him along like she knew exactly where she was going. How is this possible? He asked. The building has spatial compression technology hidden inside. Most humans cannot see it. But you are not like most humans, remember? They burst through a door, and suddenly they were in a massive underground hangar. Taeyong stopped and stared. The space was impossible. It was 10 times bigger than the building above them should allow. Strange ships sat on landing pads, ships that looked like they belonged in science fiction movies. No time to stare, Era said, dragging him toward a small silver ship. Get in. I can't. Get in the ship, Taeyong, or we both die here. He climbed into the ship. The inside was small but comfortable, with seats that seemed to form themselves around his body. Era jumped into the pilot's seat and pressed her hands against a panel. The ship hummed to life. Explosions rocked the hangar as Vrex soldiers poured in through the door they had just used. More weapons fire. One blast hit another ship nearby, and it exploded in a ball of blue flame. Era's hands moved over the controls faster than Taeyong could follow. The ship lifted off the ground just as a Vrex soldier leaped at them. It hit the side of the ship and fell away. Then they were shooting up through a tunnel that opened in the ceiling, up and up, so fast that Taeyang's stomach lurched. Seconds later, they burst out into open air above Seoul. Taeyong looked down and saw the city spread out below them, millions of lights in the darkness. Then Era pushed the ship higher, and the city became small, became nothing as they rose into the sky. We are leaving Earth, Era said calmly. What? No, we can't just leave Earth. We have to. The Vrex will track us if we stay. And I need to get you somewhere safe. The sky turned from blue to black. Stars appeared, more stars than Taeyong had ever seen in his life. Then they were in space, really in space, with Earth hanging below them like a blue and white marble. Taeyong could not speak. He just stared. Beautiful, isn't it? Era said softly, I have seen 1,000 worlds, but Earth is special. It is sad what happened here. What do you mean, what happened here? Era was quiet for a moment, her golden eyes reflecting the light of the stars. I will tell you everything, Taeyong. But first, let me make sure we are not being followed. She pressed more controls. The ship jumped. That was the only word Taeyong could think of. 1 second they were near Earth. The next second the stars looked completely different. His brain could not understand what had just happened. Hyperspace jump, Era explained. We are very far from Earth now. The Vrex cannot track us here. Why are you helping me? Taeyong asked. His voice shook. You're one of them. One of the aliens. Why help a human? Era turned to look at him. Her crystalline face was hard to read, but he thought he saw sadness there. Because I know what my people did to yours. I have spent years studying human history, learning about Earth and the Terran Empire. I know about the genocide. Genocide? 3,000 years ago, humans ruled a third of the known galaxy. The Terran Empire was powerful, advanced, and growing. Other species became afraid of human ambition, so the Galactic Council decided to eliminate the threat. They destroyed every human world. They hunted down every human they could find. They called it liberation, but it was murder. Billions of humans died. Taeyong felt cold. That's not possible. There are humans everywhere on Earth. Those are not your humans, Taeyong. Those are a different subspecies that evolved after the Empire fell. Your DNA is different. You carry the original human genome, the Imperial Bloodline. You are descended from Empress Jia, the last ruler of the Terran Empire. I'm descended from an empress? That's crazy. My mother was a seamstress. I load boxes in a warehouse. Your family has been hiding for 3,000 years, keeping the bloodline secret, keeping you safe. Your father knew what you were. That is why he left. To protect you. Taeyong put his head in his hands. This was too much. Too big. Too impossible. Where are we going? He asked quietly. To others like you. There are humans who survived, who have been hiding and waiting. They have been searching for someone with Imperial blood for a very long time. Why? Era looked at him seriously. Because your blood is a key, Taeyong. It unlocks things. Ancient technology. Weapons. Ships. The Imperial Vault. If it still exists, it could change everything. I don't want to change anything. I just want to know about my father. I know. I am sorry. But you do not have a choice now. The galaxy knows you exist, and they will all come for you. They traveled for what felt like days, though Taeyong could not tell time and space. Everything looked the same out the window, just stars and darkness, and occasionally a streak of light as they jumped through hyperspace. Finally, Era pointed ahead. There, that is where we are going. Taeyong looked but saw nothing, just empty space. I don't see anything. That is the point. It is hidden. As they got closer, something appeared. A planet, dark and cold, with no sun near it. A rogue planet, drifting alone through space. But as they descended, Taeyong saw lights. Thousands of lights, carved into the rock. There are people down there, he whispered. Yes, humans, like you. They have been hiding here for generations. They landed in a massive cavern. When Taeyong stepped out of the ship, he could not believe what he saw. It was a city, a whole city built inside the planet. Buildings and streets and parks with artificial light. And everywhere, people, human people, families walking together, children playing, old people sitting on benches. A woman in a military uniform walked toward them. She was tall and strong-looking, with short hair and serious eyes. She stopped in front of Taeyong and studied his face. I am Admiral Baek Jaiwan, she said. Welcome home, Taeyong. This isn't my home. My home is Seoul. The Seoul you know is not really yours, Jaiwan interrupted. Real Seoul, human Seoul, was destroyed 2,000 years ago. The Vrex control Earth now. The people living there are not your people, but we are. She gestured around at the hidden city. These are the descendants of humans who escaped the genocide. We have been living in the shadows, hiding from the galaxy, waiting. Waiting for what? For you? For someone with Imperial blood. Taeyong felt tired. Everyone keeps saying that. I'm not special. I'm just a guy who loaded boxes. Jaiwan led him through the city. People stopped to stare as they passed. Some pointed. Some whispered. Children looked at him with wide eyes full of hope. You are special whether you like it or not, Jaiwan said. Your DNA contains genetic codes that can unlock the Imperial Vault. Inside that vault is everything we need to fight back. Technology, weapons, ships, The Terran Defense Fleet. I thought the fleet was destroyed. Most of it was. But some ships were hidden, put to sleep in secret locations across the galaxy. Only someone with Imperial blood can wake them up. They reached a large building at the center of the city. Inside was a room filled with old artifacts, paintings of Earth, flags with symbols Taeyong did not recognize, weapons and armor behind glass. This is our history, Jaiwin said quietly. This is what we were before they took it all away. An old man approached them. His face was wrinkled, but his eyes were sharp. You look like her, he said to Taeyong. Like the Empress. She had the same eyes. You knew her? No. She died 3,000 years ago. But I have seen her pictures all my life. We all have. We keep her memory alive, hoping one day we could restore what was lost. Taeyong felt the weight of all those expectations crushing down on him. What if I can't do what you want? What if I'm not the person you need? Then we stay here forever, the old man said simply, hiding in the dark, afraid, until eventually we fade away and are forgotten. Before Taeyong could respond, alarms started blaring. Loud, urgent, terrible sound that made everyone freeze. What is that? Taeyong asked. Jaiwin's face went pale. Attack. They found us. She grabbed Taeyong's arm and started running. People were screaming, running in all directions. Explosions shook the cavern. Rocks fell from the ceiling. Taeyong looked up and saw ships, council ships, firing down into the city. How did they find us? Eris shouted, running beside them. Doesn't matter, Jaiwin said. We need to evacuate. Get people to the escape ships. They ran deeper into the cavern, down tunnels that twisted and turned. Behind them, the sounds of destruction grew louder. More explosions, more screaming. Finally, they reached a sealed door. It was massive, made of metal that looked ancient and indestructible. What is this? Taeyong asked. Emergency chamber, built by the first settlers. If you are really Imperial blood, this door will open for you. And if I'm not, then we are trapped and we all die. Jaiwin pushed Taeyong toward the door. He pressed his hand against it, not knowing what to expect. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the door glowed. Symbols appeared, symbols that looked like DNA strands. The door recognized something in his blood. It opened. Inside was a chamber filled with technology that hummed with power. And in the center, a hologram appeared. A woman in elaborate robes and a crown. She looked regal and sad at the same time. Imperial Bloodline confirmed. The hologram said in a voice that sounded both human and artificial. I am Athena, artificial tactical helper and emergency network administrator. I have been waiting for you, heir apparent. I don't know how to... The colony is under attack, Athena interrupted, her voice suddenly urgent. Initiating emergency protocols. Activating Terran Defense Fleet. What? No, wait. On screens around the room, images appeared. Ships. Dozens of ships scattered across the galaxy. They had been dark and dead, floating in space like tombs. But now they were lighting up, power flowing through them. Systems coming online. 73 vessels responding to Imperial Activation Code, Athena reported. They had been in cryosleep for 3,047 years. They are waking up now. Jaiwin stared at the screens, tears in her eyes. It's real. The fleet is real. You did it, Taeyong. I didn't do anything. I just touched the door. You woke up humanity's last defense, she said. Those ships are coming here. They will protect us. Era looked worried. If those ships activate, every faction in the galaxy will know about it. This will start a war. The war already started, Jaiwin said grimly, the moment they tried to exterminate us. Now we finally have a chance to fight back. Taeyong looked at Athena's hologram. I don't know how to command a fleet. I don't know anything about military strategy or space battles, or any of this. I will assist you, Athena said, but decisions must be yours, heir apparent. That is the law. Only Imperial blood can command the Terran Defense Fleet. More explosions rocked the cavern above them. The city was being destroyed. People were dying. Listen to me. Jaiwin said, gripping Taiyang's shoulder. Those ships are our only chance. But they're not enough. We need the full power of the Imperial Vault to activate all their systems. You need to find it and open it. How? Athena knows where it is, but only you can access it. Your DNA is the key. Taeyong looked at the screens showing the awakening fleet. Ships that had slept for thousands of years were coming to life because of him, because of his blood. He had not asked for this. He had not wanted any of this. But people were dying above them. Human people. His people, whether he accepted it or not. Where's the vault? He asked quietly. Athena's hologram smiled, scanning genetic memory, uploading coordinates. The Imperial Vault exists in dimensional pocket space. I can guide you there. Then let's go, Taeyong said, before more people die. They escaped the colony on one of the old Terran ships. It was called the Soul's Pride, a massive warship that had been sleeping for thousands of years. The crew was a mix of humans from a colony and a few aliens who had chosen to help them. Era was still with them. Taeyong found her on the observation deck, looking out at the stars. Why are you still here? He asked. Your people will think you're a traitor. Era's crystalline face reflected the starlight. They already do, but I cannot change what my ancestors did unless I help fix it now. That is more important than what they think of me. The ship jumped through hyperspace, chasing the coordinates Athena had given them. Council ships followed, firing whenever they got close enough. Several battles erupted in space, but the old Terran technology was better than anything the Council had. The Soul's Pride survived each attack. Approaching gateway coordinates, the pilot announced. Taeyong looked at the main screen. Space itself was tearing open ahead of them, a swirling vortex of colors that should not exist, spinning like a wound in reality. That's the entrance to the vault? He asked. Yes. Athena's voice said through the ship's speakers. Dimensional pocket space. Only someone with Imperial Bloodline can pass through safely. What happens if someone without Imperial blood tries to enter? They cease to exist. Completely. No body. No trace. Nothing. Taeyong swallowed hard. Great. No pressure. Jaiwin walked up beside him. I'm going with you. You'll need someone who understands military systems. And I am coming too, Era said. The galaxy needs a witness. Someone who can testify about what we find. They took a small shuttle into the vortex. The moment they entered, reality stopped making sense. Colors that Taeyong had no names for swirled around them. He felt like he was being stretched and compressed at the same time. Then suddenly they were through. Before them floated a structure the size of a moon. It was beautiful and terrifying, covered in symbols that glowed with inner light. The Imperial Vault. I have spent my whole life studying human history, Era whispered. I never believed this actually existed. They docked at an entrance that opened automatically as their shuttle approached. Inside, the corridors were pristine, as if no time had passed at all. Everything was clean and perfect in waiting. Athena, are you here? Taeyong called out. Yes, heir apparent. Welcome to the Imperial Vault. I have maintained this facility for 3,000 years as programmed. They walked through corridors filled with wonders. Taeyong saw weapons that looked like they could destroy planets. Shields that could hide entire star systems. Medical machines that Athena said could cure any disease and extend human life for centuries. Technology so advanced it seemed like magic. This is incredible. Jaiwin breathed. With these weapons, we could fight back. We could reclaim our worlds. But Taeyong felt uneasy. This is too much power. This is dangerous. They went deeper into the vault. Finally, they reached a massive chamber. In the center was a throne, and floating above it was a crown made of light. Around the room were screens showing star maps and data, and things Taeyong could not begin to understand. A new hologram appeared, a woman in royal robes, wearing a crown that matched the one above the throne. She looked tired and sad. If you are seeing this, I am dead, the hologram said, and the empire has fallen. I am Empress Jia, last ruler of Terra. If you carry my blood, you are now the heir to everything I built. In this vault is power enough to rule the galaxy or destroy it. Choose wisely, my child. Remember what we are. We are human. We survive. We adapt. We endure. We do not give up. The hologram faded. In its place, new screens appeared. Era moved to one and started reading. These are archives, she said, her voice shaking. Complete records of everything that happened during the fall. Orders from the council, communications, battle reports, proof of a genocide. Jaiwan was reading another screen. This documents every lie they told, every world they destroyed, every human they murdered. This is evidence, real evidence that no one can deny. Taeyong moved to the throne. On the armrest was a panel with a single question glowing in red letters. Activate final solution? Athena, what is that? The final solution is a doomsday weapon, Athena replied, her voice emotionless. It was designed by Empress Jia as a last resort. If activated, it will destroy the homeworlds of every species that participated in the genocide. Estimated casualties, 400 billion sentient beings. The room went silent. That's genocide, Era whispered. That's exactly what they did to you. It is justice, Jaiwan said quietly. They killed us first. This is just returning what they gave. No, Taeyong said. This is revenge, and revenge just makes more death. They will not stop hunting us, Jaiwan argued. With this weapon, we could end the threat forever. We could make sure humans are never exterminated again. By exterminating everyone else? That's not survival. That's becoming monsters. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the vault. Athena's voice turned urgent. Warning. Council forces have located the vault entrance. Multiple ships entering dimensional space. They are coming. On the screens, Taeyong saw hundreds of ships pouring through the vortex. The council had found them. How much time do we have? Jaiwan asked. 3 minutes until they breach the vault defenses. Jaiwan turned to Taeyong. We're out of time. You have to decide. Use the weapon or lose everything. Era was still reading the archives. Taeyong, wait. If we broadcast these records to the entire galaxy, every species will see the truth. They will see what the council did. They'll just deny it, Jaiwan said. Lies and propaganda. It won't matter. Maybe some will deny it, Era replied. But others will believe. This could fracture the council, turn species against each other. Or unite them all against us, Jaiwan countered. Make them fight harder to hide their crimes. 2 minutes. Athena announced. Taeyong looked at the activation panel for the doomsday weapon. One touch, and he could kill billions. Make the galaxy pay for what they did to humanity. Ensure his people's survival through fear and destruction. Or he could take a risk. Gamble on the truth. Hope that some species in the galaxy still cared about justice. Athena, he said slowly, can you broadcast the archives to every communication system in the galaxy? Every planet, every ship, every device? Yes. Full broadcast will take 45 seconds. Then do it. Send everything. Every record, every order, every piece of evidence. Let the galaxy see what the council did. Taeyong, no. Jaiwan grabbed his arm. If this doesn't work, we lose our only advantage. That weapon is our insurance. If I use that weapon, we become exactly what they said we were. Dangerous. Destructive. A threat that needs to be eliminated. I won't do it. Era's form glowed bright. He's right. This is a human way. Hoping for better even when it seems impossible. Choosing the hard right over the easy wrong. Beginning archive broadcast, Athena said. Across the galaxy, on every world and every ship, the truth appeared. Videos of council meetings where they planned the genocide. Orders to destroy human worlds. Records of billions murdered. Lies they told their own people. The blast from the Vrek's dreadnought tore through space toward the vault. Taeyong watched on the screen, frozen, knowing they were about to die. Then the soul's pride threw itself into the path of the weapon. The massive warship took the full force of the blast. Half of it simply vanished. The rest tumbled through space. Engines dead. Hull breached in 100 places. No! Taeyong shouted. All those people. They bought us time, Jaiwan said, her voice tight with grief. Don't waste it. Terran fleet arriving, Athena announced. The screens lit up with new contacts. Ships appeared from hyperspace all around them. 73 ancient warships, sleek and deadly, with weapons that have been sleeping for 3,000 years. They formed a protective wall around the vault. The Vrex dreadnought tried to fire again, but 3 Terran ships hit it with coordinated strikes. The massive vessel's shields collapsed. It turned and retreated into hyperspace, damaged and beaten. "They're running," the pilot said, amazement in his voice. The Vrex are actually running. But the battle was not over. Across the galaxy, the broadcast of the archives had split civilization in half. Some species were horrified by what they learned. Others denied it. Fighting broke out on dozens of worlds. Ships attacked each other. The old alliances of the Galactic Council shattered. "This is going to be a war," Jaiwin said quietly, watching the tactical displays. "A long one. The whole galaxy is choosing sides." Taeyong felt sick. "I caused this. All this fighting is because of what I did." "No," Era said firmly. "This war started 3,000 years ago when they murdered your people. You just exposed the truth. What happens now is their choice, not yours." More ships were arriving near the vault. Some came to attack. Others came to defend. The Terran fleet engaged anyone who threatened the vault, but they were outnumbered. "We cannot hold this position forever," Athena reported. "The fleet requires full system activation from the vault to reach maximum capability." "How do we do that?" Taeyong asked. "You must claim your inheritance, heir apparent, sit on the throne, accept the crown, become what you were born to be." Taeyong looked at the throne and the crown of light floating above it. Everything in him wanted to refuse. He was not a king. He was not a ruler. He was just someone who had wanted to know about his father. But outside, people were dying. Humans who had waited 3,000 years for hope. Aliens who had risked everything to reveal the truth. "If I do this," Taeyong said slowly, "what happens? What does it mean to be the heir?" "It means the fleet obeys your commands," Athena said. "It means the vault's full power is yours. It means you can end this war or escalate it. The choice is yours." "That's too much power for one person." "Yes, that is why Empress Jia fell. That is why the Empire collapsed. Absolute power given to imperfect beings. But you are all that remains. There is no one else." Jaiwin stepped forward. "Taeyong, you don't have to be like the old emperors. You can be different. Use the power to protect, not to conquer." Taeyong walked slowly to the throne. It looked ancient and heavy with history. He sat down and immediately felt something change. The crown of light descended and settled on his head. It did not weigh anything, but he felt its presence like a weight on his soul. Systems throughout the vault came alive. The fleet synchronized with him. He could feel them, all 73 ships, like extensions of his own body. He could see through their sensors, command their weapons with a thought. "Full system activation complete," Athena said. "What are your orders, Emperor?" "Don't call me that." "What would you prefer?" Taeyong thought for a moment. "Just call me Taeyong. I'm not an emperor. I don't want to be." He stood up, and the crown of light remained floating above his head. He walked to the communication console. "Athena, can I broadcast to the entire galaxy again?" "Yes. Do it. Let everyone hear this." Across the galaxy, every screen, every device, every communication system activated. Taeyang's face appeared, wearing the crown of light that marked him as the Imperial heir. "My name is Kong Taeyong," he said. "I'm human. 3,000 years ago, my people were murdered because the Galactic Council feared us. You've all seen the evidence now. You know what they did." He paused, choosing his words carefully. "I'm standing in the Imperial Vault. I have access to weapons that could destroy your worlds. I have a fleet that could burn your cities. I could take revenge for everything you did to my people." The galaxy held its breath. "But I'm not going to do that, because that would make me the monster you always said humans were. Instead, I'm offering you a choice." He looked directly at the camera. "Any species that will recognize humanity's right to exist, that will join us in building a new galactic union based on democracy and justice, will have access to our technology. medical advances that can save billions, clean energy, terraforming. Everything in this vault shared freely. Jaiwin grabbed his arm. Taeyong, what are you doing? That technology is our only advantage. He gently removed her hand. To those who want to continue the old ways, who want to finish what you started, you'll face the Terran Defense Fleet. We won't attack first, but we will defend ourselves and anyone who joins us. The choice is yours. Peace or war, justice or genocide. Decide. He ended the transmission. You just gave away our power, Jaiwin said, angry and scared. They'll take everything and then destroy us anyway. Maybe, Taeyong said. Or maybe some of them are better than that. I have to believe some of them want to do the right thing. For several minutes, nothing happened. Then ships started changing sides. First a few, then dozens, then hundreds. Species who had secretly felt guilty about the genocide. Young civilizations who wanted something better than endless war. Even some council members who were horrified by what their ancestors had done. The tactical displays showed the balance shifting. The hardliners who still wanted to destroy humanity were being outnumbered. It's working, Era whispered. They're choosing peace. But the Vrex and several other species refused. They attacked the vault with everything they had. The Terran fleet, now joined by Allied forces, fought them off. The battles were fierce and terrible. Many died on both sides. Eventually, the hardliners retreated. They could not win against the combined forces. Months passed. The fighting slowly ended as a new government formed. The Galactic Union, not the Galactic Council. Democratic, with representatives from all species, including humans. Taeyong stood before the first Union Assembly. Representatives from 200 species watched him. I'm not going to be your emperor, he said firmly. The Imperial Bloodline ends with me as a title of absolute power. What I offer instead is partnership. Humans will share our technology, but we want our worlds back. We want to exist freely. We want a voice. The vote was unanimous. Humanity was officially recognized as a living species with full rights. After the assembly, Jaiwin found him on an observation deck. You gave up ultimate power. You could have ruled the galaxy.